I have two choices at this point. Either get sober or I'm gonna die. I was all of a sudden one day started waking up with these headaches that were getting worse and worse and worse. And it turns out I had chronic sinusitis, and it was the point where I needed surgery. And that was the first time I took an opiate. And I became massively addicted to prescription opiates. And so I was chasing that high from 21 at that surgery for the next 5 years of my life. Within 6 months, I was consuming hundreds of pills a month. Finally, it all came to a head in 2012 when my wife, pregnant with our second child, decided to tell me that she no longer loved me and she wanted a divorce. In fact, she put it very bluntly, "I hate you and I want a divorce." A friend of mine who was also struggling with addiction to opiates said, "Hey, I found a group of guys. They meet in this little room down in San Clemente, California, in this church building, and I think they can help us. I think we can actually get sober." And so I'm sitting in that room, and week after week, it didn't happen the first meeting, it didn't happen the second meeting, it didn't happen the third meeting, but eventually a girl came in there. She had been a raging alcoholic, and now she's thriving, like just totally changed her whole life. And yet she's talking about a story that sounded very similar to my own. And so at first I went from like, I'm better than you, to like, oh, wait a minute, I am you. And that gave me hope. That was the first moment when I sat in a meeting where I related to someone without someone telling me I had a problem. The next meeting I went to, I finally didn't come into the meeting like this. I didn't sit there angry. I came in there, and within seconds after starting, I started to cry. Because I knew finally, like it was kind of like, the only way I can describe it is surrendering. And I never will forget the feeling of hope and sadness and all these feelings coming over me, but they weren't anger. And it didn't change my life overnight, that one meeting, but it was the beginning of the next 8 years of my life to the present day.